It's the moment every dater dreads. The bill arrives. You're sitting there wondering, should I reach for my wallet? Should I offer to pay? Is he going to get offended if I don't? What's the right thing to do? Let's dive into the truth about splitting the bill on a first date, and why it might not be as simple as you think. We've all been there. On that first date, everything seems perfect, until that moment arrives, the check. And suddenly, you're hit with 1,000 questions. Should you offer to pay? Should you just sit there and wait? Should you even care about paying at all? Let's break it down. The common dilemma. First of all, let's acknowledge the dilemma. It's 2024, and the rules around dating and paying for meals have become, well, a bit blurry. On one hand, there are those who believe in traditional gender roles, where men should always pay. And then there are those who say, I'm independent, I can pay for myself, especially in today's society where 50-50 is the norm. But is that the best way to approach a first date? You might think it's awkward to let someone else pay for you, or you might feel guilty if you don't offer to split the check. But here's the thing, you don't have to overthink it. Let's get down to the core question. Who should pay on the first date? Who invited who? The etiquette rule. Here's a simple rule you can follow. Ask yourself, who invited who? If he asked you out, then guess what? He's paying. It's that simple. Why? Because of an age-old rule of etiquette, the person who extends the invitation is the one who pays. This goes for dates, business meetings, and everything in between. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. What if I don't want to seem rude? What if I want to prove that I'm not a gold digger? Relax. If he invited you, you're not obligated to pull out your wallet. Just let him do the polite thing. Gender roles and the modern dilemma. Okay, so here's where things get tricky. In today's world, we've been told that everything needs to be 50-50. But is this always the right approach? Let's face it, splitting the bill has become the modern-day trend, and while it might seem like the fair thing to do, it often complicates the situation. Why? Because you're sending mixed signals. If you offer to pay or split the bill on the first date, you're implying that you expect the same from him moving forward. And trust me, if this is the first impression you're giving, it's only going to set the tone for a 50-50 relationship. But do you really want that? The power of boundaries and self-worth. Now, let's talk about boundaries. This is where things get serious. Ladies, let me ask you something. When you offer to pay or even suggest splitting the bill, what message are you sending? Are you positioning yourself as an equal partner from the start, or are you just trying to prove that you're not a gold digger? I hate to say it, but in most cases, offering to pay on a date is more about your own insecurity than anything else. Here's the truth. By insisting on paying or splitting the bill, you're setting a precedent. And it's one that says, I don't need you to treat me. I'm okay with a 50-50 relationship, and I'm fine with it being that way from the start. If you're okay with that, then great. But if you want to attract someone who values traditional gender roles and is willing to treat you with respect, you need to understand how important it is to set clear boundaries. Why men should pay, and why it's not about gender roles. Let's be clear, this isn't about the old-fashioned, men are the providers mentality. It's about respect, tradition, and fairness. And yes, I know this might sound controversial, but hear me out. A man asking you out is a sign of his interest in you, and the least he can do is treat you to a meal. It's a sign of respect, not control. In fact, by letting him pay, you're allowing him to show appreciation and care. Think about it. If he's asking you to split the bill or wants you to pay, what does that say about his respect for you? It might not feel like it at the time, but allowing him to pay sets the tone for a balanced relationship where both parties contribute in different ways. How to handle it elegantly. So, how do you handle the situation with grace and confidence? When the bill comes, simply stay neutral. Don't pull out your wallet. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just wait. You don't need to offer to split or pay for the meal. Why? Because you're not in the wrong. He invited you. He should pay. Period. If you feel uncomfortable about it, you can always excuse yourself to the bathroom or check your phone. Don't stress about it. Remember, you're not obligated to do anything. The takeaway: set your boundaries and stay confident, ladies. This is your chance to set the tone for your future relationships. By sticking to your boundaries, you're teaching him, and yourself, how you deserve to be treated. You're not demanding or needy. You're simply standing your ground and saying, I deserve to be treated with respect. And here's the key: by showing confidence in your boundaries, you're not only teaching him how to treat you but also showing him that you know your worth. So, when it comes to paying the bill on a first date, the answer is simple. He invited you, he pays. No drama, no guilt. Just enjoy the moment and keep your boundaries strong. Remember, the first date is about getting to know each other, not about who pays for what. So, keep your head high, stay confident, and let him treat you. You deserve it. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more dating tips and relationship advice. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think men should always pay on a first date? Let's keep the conversation going.